We bought a barrel at Toledo Spirits, and we've put sensors inside of it. And the idea is that we're going to measure this barrel and do our predictive analytics and all of our machine learning capabilities and be able to talk about it fully, because we can't talk about a bunch of what we're doing at the manufacturers because they haven't approved us to discuss it. But some of the wins that we can, kind of generically say, we've helped manufacturers come up with new formulations on their chemical makeup of their products. We've helped them basically reduce defects because when you study both the inputs and the process via data, you can start to correlate, hey, when they do this, there's good outcomes, and when they do that, there's bad outcomes. And then you basically are helping them understand their system through data.
So you're working with industrial engineers then?
Yeah, a lot of, it's interesting. A lot of our is through the R&D team.
Oh, interesting.
And so, yeah, we do a lot with R&D teams, and that seems to be our way in at the moment. Partially because I think some of our manufacturers definitely have data scientists working on operational. So like the everyday turn the crank stuff, there are data scientists helping optimize there. The R&D teams seem to have not gotten that. And so the R&D teams are desperate for someone to chunk through a bunch of data and tell them a new way of doing something. And so that seems to be where we're finding our niche with actual reality technologies.
So I'm going to stick with the bourbon because, it's a passion of mine slightly. Jefferson's Ocean, that gimmick of the bottle being out to sea. You could actually, like, if you did this right, you could tell the story of where this thing's been and how it's gone along the way. Is there any hope to monetize actual bourbon here, or is this just a demo thing? Yeah,
it's it is a demo, but the reality is I'm uncertain as to how much instrumentation has gone into bourbon. So I mean, if there is a niche there, we are experimenting with a couple unique sensors. We have a couple ideas on the sensors that we're thinking of putting in there that maybe nobody's put into bourbon before to really to sense it. But you can imagine things like the color of the bourbon is important, and the alcohol content as it adjusts over time, and the evaporation, and can you just we're trying to discern, like, can you tell how ready a bourbon is just purely based on the weight that it's lost, and been absorbed into the wood. And so, I mean, one of the things we did at our 1 year anniversary is we actually, when we were picking the barrel to buy, we asked to be able to sample, and they said, well, we'll have you sample 2 different barrels of 6-month-old, and it's meant to get to 3 or 4 years old. And it was a super interesting experience because the flavor on both the 6-month-old barrels were completely different. Really? One was so punch you in the face alcohol heavy, and one was so like flavorful. And
they were the same going in?
Yeah, the same process going in, and it was literally down to the barrel that they were put in.